Hi, I'm Lauren Guilbeaux, and I'm the head of growth at Think Human. I'm joined here today by our founder and CEO, Meredith Haberfeld. We thought it would be valuable for us to have a chat about the most pressing issues that our community of people ops and L&D leaders are facing today. So let's start off with burnout. This is one of the most common issues that I hear when speaking with leaders, and they're seeing the classic signs of burnout like exhaustion and cynicism, not only in their employees, but are also a lot of them feeling it themselves. And really, it's no surprise to me when I look at some of the latest data on the issue, like in a recent survey, 89% of respondents are saying their work life is actually getting worse. 85% are saying their well-being has declined, and 55% are saying their job demands on top of that have increased. So it's clear this issue is significant. It's spread broadly across the working world, and it's something that we as people leaders and HR professionals really need to step back and think about more holistically about how we think about burnout. Mayor, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on this right now and where your head's at in relation to burnout.
Well, the first thing is those stats are just stunning.
Yeah.
I'm really struck, wow, pat us on the back. We're really winning at the evolution of work.
Mm-hmm.
That's really, there's so much work to do. What did you say? 89% of people say their work life is getting worse.
89% are saying their work life is getting worse.
Yeah. So I think for starters, according to the research and what we're seeing with clients, most of us have been thinking about and trying to solve for burnout all wrong, just fundamentally wrong. The number one reason or cause for burnout is unsustainable workload.
Yeah.
Very basic. It's not so lofty or complex. And yet the main prescription for burnout is move the burden onto the individual employee's shoulders. And then as people ops function, let's provide a whole host of beautiful services like yoga and wellness programs and meditation apps and subsidized gym memberships, all of which are amazing, truly fantastic and great, but still putting the burden of responsibility for solving burnout into downstream tactics that the employee is responsible for, when in fact an upstream intervention is what's really needed to turn the tides. And this is just especially apropos in this current moment of the Great Resignation, when millions and millions of people are changing jobs. And it's well researched that people who experience burnout are 2.5 times as likely to be actively seeking a job. So we're not just talking about burnout, we're also talking about retention of the people that we really care about keeping. So the place that really brings us back to in this conversation is our people leaders who are on the front lines at the touch point or the intersection of our team members. And what our people leaders can be doing differently it's not so lofty or hard to imagine. It's pretty basic stuff. It's adjusting workloads, minimizing unnecessary meetings, aligning on healthy levels of screen time, creating equitable distribution of work, and then at the heart of all of it, clearly prioritizing goals, which also means deprioritizing some things, but fundamentally, as people leaders, being mindful and responsible for how much is put on people's plates.
That's so well said, Mer. And I don't know, two things strike me from what you just said. The first, that I see a parallel in the way we talk about solving climate change, or have traditionally talked about it. And we talk so much about this individual responsibility. You need to recycle, not use so much plastic, use paper straws, when 79% of the world's pollution comes from just 10 companies.
Yes.
So even solving it perfectly for the individual doesn't solve the problem. And so like getting companies to shift this mindset of this being an individual problem, which we can solve with benefits and perks around well-being, which are all great and should be in addition to not having a burnout mode within your organization, learning that like this is organizational, this is systemic, and this is leadership competencies
Yes.
that are leading to this. That's at the root of burnout. It's not on the individual person that's burnt out. It's on the system that they are working within and the power structures and dynamics that are set up within that.
Yeah, and it doesn't fundamentally take the onus of responsibility off anyone.
Yep.
All of us individually are responsible for our own boundaries and well-being, but it spreads responsibility so that the individual is responsible for what they can and should be responsible for, but it also moves upstream components that can't live anywhere else. Those in either case, in the case of burnout, those responsibilities around workload, a person can make a decision about when they stop working, but they can't make a decision about what is priority and what isn't for the team or the function or the organization. And that's a key responsibility of people leaders. And the more we clearly articulate for people leaders, this is your responsibility, the shared expectation for all people leaders, and then train and develop people so that they know how to do that well within their teams and working upstream to get the answers that they need so that they can clearly prioritize what is essential and critical and what can get deprioritized so that people are focused and rowing in the same direction to accomplish what's most critical and to clear the noise.
Yes, yes, yes. And I don't know, the second thing that you said that's really, I don't know, it kind of hit me when I really think about it, is the great resignation and how, people are having a major wake-up call in their lives about how their like current life actually aligns with their real values. A lot of people are redefining their values in the wake of this major global event and transformational period that we are currently all going through and experiencing. And people are thinking, what do I want to do with my life? How do I want to live it? We've seen how short it can be, and we've seen how things can change on a dime. And I think we're going to have a certain amount of people that are going to move away from what they've been doing before in their lives. And this is okay. I think we need to embrace and accept that. It's a very human thing that's happening, is reprioritizing and relooking at what a lot of us have been doing, I think, quite frankly, on automatic in a way.
Yeah.
And like this pause for some certain sets of the population, the working population, and distance from the office, like, has given people space to rethink this and rethink how they want to work. And so while you have some people who are not going to continue in the positions that they are in the space that they're in, you're going to have others that deeply want to continue doing what they do, but they want to find a way to do it in a non-exhausting, sustainable, and also fulfilling way. And when I think about the impact that a leader who has like an elevated level of emotional intelligence and really understands their employees' strengths, their energizers, the intersectionality of their identity and how that impacts their work life. I think a leader like that can take someone who wants to continue in the space in the field, but wants to find a new way of doing it and co-create a new world for them that allows them to shine bright in the organization in a way that doesn't drain everything from them and is extractive. So that just really jumped out to me, and I just wanted to thank you for saying that. It's very interesting what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, if I could just jump on that for a minute.
Yeah.
One of my mentors, someone named James Rousseau, love and respect him dearly, and he talks about how people, leaders, have this incredible gift and honor and responsibility of being coach, confidant, and cheerleader to the people that they lead. And to me, that doesn't, like, when I listen to James talk about it, it doesn't just live inside of, I have those responsibilities in order to get work done. It's, I have those honors and responsibilities with this person in general, which sometimes means being coach, confidant, and cheerleader to support someone to follow their dreams, to do whatever is next. And that might mean leaving the organization. And for those for whom that isn't their dream to leave the organization, but who aren't feeling like, who went through this period of time and they're like, yeah, I'm not feeling like my life and my values are really lined up, which to your point, Lauren, that's one of the top reasons for burnout. People coming to that aha moment, like, wait, what am I doing with my life? A leader's responsibility is to be like, okay, I see you, I hear you, I get you, I'm connected to what matters to you. And let's see if there is a world we can create inside this company that lines your passions, your gifts, and your values up with your work. And when that happens, I mean, those are the kinds of bosses you'll follow anywhere.
Yep.
And the ones you want to like give your best to. So developing our people leaders to cultivate their own EQ, spend the time to understand their people in that way, encourage them to let those people go for whom like your dream really is to go do something else because of what that means, like that kind of love and trust it builds within the organization when people know you're really, as a leader, no matter your level, you're really behind what's best for somebody.
Yes, yes, yes. What a change that would make, and that will make. I mean, we're heading there. We're on that journey, and I think people know we've got to make change right now, and we're doing it. We're doing the work. Mayor, this has been such a lovely and powerful conversation. Thank you for joining and for having the chat with me today, and thank you all for watching and for being a part of our community. I personally love hearing from all of you. I love connecting with you. So please book some time with me. Never feel shy about that. I'd love to spend 30 minutes, an hour with you, getting to know you. And I'd love to just create some space for us to have these conversations and talk about how we are doing this work. We're all in this together and we're moving this forward. We're all pioneers on this path, and I'm privileged to be on it with you all. So bye for now. We'll talk soon.